What happens when entire cities are suddenly left behind? Not just towns or neighborhoods, but full urban centers, abandoned due to war, industrial collapse, environmental disaster, or reasons far more mysterious. Each of these places was once filled with life, families, workers, children playing in the streets. But something changed. Something drove people away and left silence in their place. Today, on Watchers of the Unknown, we journey across the globe to uncover 7 abandoned cities, each with a haunting story that continues to echo through time. These cities are more than ruins. They are time capsules of tragedy, mystery, and resilience. 1. Pripyat, Ukraine. Founded in 1970, Pripyat was a model Soviet city built for the workers of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. It was young, vibrant, and filled with the promise of progress. The average age of residents was just 26. There were amusement parks, sports complexes, and apartment blocks designed with modern architecture. But everything changed on April 26, 1986. Reactor number 4 exploded in the early hours of the morning, releasing a massive amount of radioactive material into the atmosphere. Initially, no one was warned. Children went to school. Workers continued their jobs. 36 hours later, the entire city was ordered to evacuate. They were told it was temporary, to pack only what they needed for a few days. But they never returned. Today, the remnants of Pripyat remain frozen in time. School books still lie on desks. A rusted Ferris wheel looms over the silent city square, never having been officially opened. Trees grow through buildings. Animals roam freely where humans once lived. Pripyat is more than an abandoned city. It is a monument to technological catastrophe and human resilience in the face of the unknown. 2. Hashima Island, Japan. Hashima Island, also known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island, is a tiny man-made island off the coast of Nagasaki. Built in the late 19th century to house workers for undersea coal mines, Hashima became one of the most densely populated places on Earth. At its peak in 1959, over 5,200 people lived on just 16 acres of land. The island was a vertical city of concrete, with apartments, schools, shops, even rooftop playgrounds stacked high like puzzle pieces. But as Japan transitioned from coal to petroleum, the island's economic engine shut down. In 1974, the mines were closed and the island was evacuated almost overnight. What remains is a concrete skeleton battered by wind and sea, its buildings crumbling into the ocean. No one lives there now, but the ghosts of industry and isolation linger. The island gained renewed fame when it was featured in the James Bond film Skyfall. Yet its real story is even more compelling, a monument to human ambition, labor, and abandonment. 3. Centralia, USA. Beneath the surface of Centralia, Pennsylvania, a fire has been burning since 1962. It started in a coal mine, a controlled burn gone wrong, and it has never been extinguished. The underground fire spread quickly, creating sinkholes, releasing toxic gases, and causing the ground to crack open. In the 1980s, after decades of ignoring the threat, the US government began relocating residents. Streets buckled, basements collapsed. The local highway was closed due to sudden fissures and plumes of smoke. Today, fewer than 5 people remain in Centralia. The town is eerily quiet, with street signs pointing to nowhere and empty lots where homes once stood. Grass grows through asphalt. A former graffiti-covered stretch of highway, dubbed Graffiti Highway, became a symbol of the town's surreal fate before being buried in 2020. The fire beneath Centralia could continue burning for another 250 years, making it a living testament to the dangers of man-made disasters. 4. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. This village in western France was the site of one of the most horrific massacres of World War II. On June 10, 1944, Nazi SS troops surrounded Oradour-sur-Glane, herded its inhabitants into barns and a church, and slaughtered 642 men, women, and children in cold blood. The reasons behind the attack remain debated, but the brutality is undeniable. After the war, Charles de Gaulle ordered that the village be left untouched as a memorial and a warning. Walking through Oradour today is like stepping into a preserved nightmare. Burned-out cars still sit on the roads. Shops stand with shattered glass in the windows. Children's toys lie buried under dust. The church where women and children were killed remains a haunting focal point. The silence here is not just absence, it is reverence. Oradour is a solemn reminder of human cruelty and the importance of remembrance. 5. Kolmanskop, Namibia. In the early 1900s, German settlers discovered diamonds in the Namib Desert, sparking a frenzy. Kolmanskop became a wealthy mining town boasting extravagant mansions, a hospital with the first X-ray machine in Africa, a theater, a school, and even an ice factory. The desert seemed to bloom with prosperity. But by the 1950s, the diamond field was depleted and richer deposits were found elsewhere. Kolmanskop was abandoned nearly as quickly as it had risen. Now, the desert has returned with a vengeance. Sand pours through doors, fills up ballrooms, and buries staircases. Wind whistles through broken glass. The contrast between decaying luxury and overwhelming nature is both beautiful and unsettling. Kolmanskop stands as a ghostly relic of human greed and nature's unyielding reclaim. 6. Varosha, Cyprus. Varosha was once the crown jewel of Famagusta, a booming resort town in Cyprus that attracted international celebrities in the 1960s and early 1970s. With golden beaches, high-end hotels, and stylish boulevards, it was the Monaco of the Eastern Mediterranean. But in 1974, after a military coup and subsequent Turkish invasion, the city was evacuated almost overnight. Barbed wire went up, buildings were sealed. For nearly 50 years, Varosha became a ghost town, frozen in time. Clothes still hang in stores. Furniture gathers dust behind locked doors. Only recently, in 2020, was partial access restored, a controversial move that reopened old political wounds. Varosha remains a symbol of lost paradise and unresolved conflict. Its fate tied not only to time, but to the hopes and fears of a divided island. 7. Krakow, Italy. Krakow, perched on a cliff in the region of Basilicata, Italy, dates back over 1,000 years. With its medieval stone houses and panoramic views, it was once a thriving agricultural village. But starting in the 20th century, a series of natural disasters, landslides, earthquakes, and floods made it uninhabitable. In 1963, the last residents were relocated. What remains is a skeleton of a city. Narrow cobblestone streets, crumbling towers, and archways standing against the sky. Krakow has become a popular filming location for movies like The Passion of the Christ and Quantum of Solace, but it is more than a backdrop. It is a monument to time, nature, and survival. Standing there, one can almost hear echoes of lives once lived. These cities were not abandoned by chance. Each carries a unique story of war, of greed, of environmental catastrophe, of natural forces beyond control. They are warnings, memorials, and in some ways, museums of our collective human journey. To walk through them is to walk through history. They ask us a question: if even whole cities can vanish, what does that mean for us? Subscribe to Watchers of the Unknown for more forgotten places, dark histories, and true world mysteries that defy explanation.